Thank you for staying with us. The All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council has announced that President Muhammadu Buhari would attend 10 state rallies of the ruling party's presidential standard bearer for the 2023 election, Bola Tinubu. The spokesperson of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, in a statement yesterday, listed states where the president is expected to join the campaign train as Lagos, Adamawa, Cross River, Katsina, Imo, Yobe, Kwara, Sokoto, Ogun, and Nasarawa, beginning from the 9th of January 2023. Adekunle Yusuf, let me start with you. The electoral value of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2023, 2007, 2011, and we know that Jide used to even refer to him as the super tanker. Up north there, he was seen as the most popular politician alive in Nigeria that did not need money to oil his machinery. Right now, Muhammadu Buhari is not on the ballot for 2023 after running since 2003, and he got it finally in 2015 to become the president, and after spending his time. How would this impact positively or negatively on the campaign of Bola Tinubu? A lot of people will tell you that the popularity of Mr. President, due to seeming, the lackluster of performance in economic recovery that he promised Nigerians, war on terrorism, security situation of the country, they will tell you that 12 million votes might not be as ready-made as, we used to talk about 12 million votes that is in the reserve for Muhammadu Buhari.
Well, if we take it from his performance in office, the history is already made. He met a Nigeria that was in crisis and made it worse, multiple fold.
A Nigeria that was in crisis and made it aggravated the crisis.
Totally worse, almost to the point of irredemption, but that's another thing. History is made already. But when we come to campaigns for President Tinubu, whatever is the performance of the president, it is his duty, because he emerged from that platform. And there's a tradition everywhere. We copy the American system that we love to talk about, that we try to pattern, our system, after. So I believe it is his duty. It is not a favor to Asiwaju. It is his own duty. It doesn't hard up saying because I'm the president, I have state duties and all that. Of course, we know you do. You have to juggle the two. You understand my point? It is imperative that, because go back, you can rewind to 2015, 2019. Asiwaju gave all, except his own life, to either the election of Buhari in 2015 and re-election in 2019. It was all over the place. And now that it is Asiwaju's turn, you have to campaign. By not campaigning for the APC presidential, candidate, the other parties or many Nigerians will be giving different interpretations. And they're already doing that. You understand my point? So that is why it is. Even 10 is too small. Go back to 2007 when Obasanjo was exiting power. He was the campaigner-in-chief for the late Yaradua. Of course, I think Bode George was the Director General of the presidential campaign, but it was, you would think Obasanjo was on the ballot. He was everywhere. He made it
That was when he said that election was
it was like a do or die. It was like a do or die. He didn't say do or die. So like a do or die. So that was then. So now, a lot has changed. But the tradition we need to follow. The president needs to campaign for the party because that is the structure that brought him to power. It is Nigerians that will decide, the winner. But the president needs to campaign for the candidate of his party. And not just in 10 states. If possible, all the 36 states of the Federation and Abuja. And that is why it will show that at least I've been able to do my own bit. You understand?
That is he under obligation, to come to join the campaign train?
It's more than an obligation. The presence of the president at campaign rallies is very, very symbolic. And I'm even surprised that it's just 10 states, really, because the man should have been involved in most of the rallies that have been held. Imagine a rally holding in a place like Kano and the president was not there. Kano, which is supposed to be the stronghold of APC, yes, Kano, which is supposed to deliver the highest number of votes. They have of course, Lagos has more registered voters, but we know that Kano, the turnout usually in Kano is more than that of Lagos. It is now coming up and saying that he has agreed to visit 10 states. I don't think it is something that is too much. It's even less than what they should do. However, I want to say that 3 of these 10 states are very strategic for the president and for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. For example, the president will campaign for Tinubu in Katsina, which is his home state. Yes. So it's a way of saying, look, my people, this is the person I support. You must vote in. He's going to Adamawa, where a major opponent is, what comes from. So he's trying to say, look here, I've come to show my might where you are. It's very, and that's the Lagos. Too. And Lagos is the base of the candidate. So he's telling the people that, look here, Lagosians, I'm with your man. Your man is my man. It's okay for him to do that. At least it is for me. It's better late than never. So he should have done better. He can do better. But if he does this, it's not bad. It's fine.
But we must acknowledge the fact that he was at the beginning, inauguration,
yes.
and the kickoff in just at that. Yes. I think that was in November, and we have to give him that credit. It's not that he has distanced himself totally. He was there at the inauguration kickoff of the campaign. But since that time, the party has campaigned in several states in the north. The president was not there. To me, that is not too good enough. Kaduna State, Kano State, other places.
Knowing the influence of Mr. President,
that is where,
like Kaduna State.
that apart from Katsina, that the president, hails from,
yes.
He has lived virtually in Kaduna, for the greater part of it in Kaduna.
That's right.
You didn't go there. You understand my point? So now, you said you want to do 10 states, and according to you, those 10 states are strategic.
3 of them are
all the 36 states are strategic for any party that wants to retain power.
Okay, let's go to BKO now. BKO is joining us from Yola, that's in Adamawa State. BKO, now looking at this scenario now, we used to call him the super tanker in 2015. Does he still have that capacity? Can he still bring that touch to the campaign of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to get those super supporters up north?
Guys, he still has tremendous support, no doubt about it. It may not be as popular as it used to be. That's understandable. There are a lot of promises he made that the people can see that he has not been able to fulfill. And the insecurity in the north, especially the northwest and northeast and north central, and his home state of Katsina have contributed to diminishing the popularity of the president. No doubt about that. But to have the president not attend the campaigns of the presidential standard bearer of his own party sends the wrong signal and is capable of damaging the aspiration of the APC for the leader of the party to not join in the campaigns of the presidential candidate, because the presidential election is the first election. And we know that bandwagon, so the APC would want to put its strong foot forward. The APC will want to do well in the first election, which is the presidential election, because chances are that that we could see a bandwagon effect leading to the loss of some states based on whatever happens in the presidential election. So having the president support the presidential candidate of the party with all his strength is very important. When he was campaigning for the presidency, Bola Tinubu and others went with him around the country. In even places where he was not present, they campaigned for him. But the president was citing and all that. But to be physically present in just 11 out of 36 states is not good enough. But we have to give it to him. That
is he under any form of obligation?
He's under moral obligation to support a fellow who worked very hard, not just to bring the contraption called the APC together, but who worked very hard to ensure that the president won the election. To bring parties of different complexions together is not easy in our kind of politics. Ashwaju, more than anybody else, ensured that the alliance led to the formation of the APC. No one else worked as hard as he worked. I attended the first ever APC Consultative Forum meeting in Abuja, and these were the testimonies of the party leaders who were there, that without him, there would not have been that alliance, which means that without him, APC as a party would not have materialized. He played a big part in making sure that that happened. So now that it is his turn to contest, the president has the moral right to assist him to win the election by campaigning vigorously. When I interviewed the governor of Katsina State, he said that Buhari had contested several times and not won. That Bola Tinubu's contributions made Buhari to win the election, and that the people of Katsina feel that they have to repay him for supporting their son to become president. I believe that that's the way the president should also be thinking, that this person supported me with all his guts to be president, and whatever I can do, I must do it to make sure that he wins. The other day, the president said that Nigerians should vote for whoever they wanted. That statement was not good enough, because in 2015, people like Bola Tinubu didn't tell Nigerians to vote for whoever they wanted. They told Nigerians to vote for President Muhammadu Buhari, and he was able to win the election in a resounding fashion, defeating an incumbent, which is not easy. So he ought to give his best to ensure that his party retains the presidency. I'm talking as a journalist. And
don't you think President Muhammadu Buhari is like the father of all, that is no longer speaking from the APC perspective, that he should conduct a free, fair election and create a level playing ground instead of, canvassing for votes for the candidate of his party?
Why didn't Obama sit on the fence? Why did Obama campaign for Joe Biden, his deputy? And that's in a democracy with a richer tradition than ours. Why didn't Obama say, oh, I'm the president of America, I'm the father of all, therefore, whoever won the election is not my business? No one does that. Your party has been in office, in power for 8 years. You would want to see someone from your party continue so that your policies, your legacies can be sustained. But if you must just fold your arms and watch just anybody succeed you, it means that even what you call your legacy can be eroded by a rival party if the rival party takes power. So I've not seen somebody who will be president for 8 years who will be indifferent to who succeeds him. I've not seen that. Because if people adopted that attitude in 2015, Mr. President would never have won the election. He would have lost that election the way he lost previous ones. So it's a good thing that he has agreed to go to some of the states that I can describe as swing states. So those states, the contest is very fierce in those states.
And let's talk about those states particularly. Can you break it down?
State, even Adamawa, where we are, Adamawa State, both the governorship election and the presidential election will be keen. Nasarawa has always been very winning in Nasarawa State. It's one of some of those states. But I can tell you that they carefully chose some of those states.
We're talking about Lagos, Adamawa, Cross River, Katsina, Imo, Yobe, yes, Kwara, Sokoto, Ogun, and Nasarawa.
Let me tell you, Kwara is going to be a very close race. Kwara is going to be very close. Ogun State, there's a bit of problem there as well. So you cannot joke with Ogun State. Cross River, yes. The sitting governor has crossed over to the APC, but that is no guarantee that they will retain the state because the PDP had always won that state. So there is no doubt about it that apart from Yobe and a few states like Lagos, Sokoto, I can tell you today that I cannot even say who will win the presidential as well as governorship election in Sokoto State. So it's going to be close. Imo also is not going to be easy. Remember the manner in which PDP lost that state. So it will be a keenly contested
there won't be governorship state. Election there. It's just the National Assembly and
even
State House of Assembly.
Katsina, the home state of the president. APC has all kinds of problems in Katsina. It's going to be a tough contest in Katsina. Ask anybody who is interested in the governorship election. So I can understand that they chose some states that they knew could be difficult. And he had been to Plateau. Plateau is another state that will be difficult for the APC because they've always found it difficult to win the presidential election in Plateau State. The president was there, but it was the first campaign.
Yes, they didn't win in 2015 and 2019.
Huh?
In Plateau State, they didn't win. They didn't win in 2019.
Yes, but they won the governorship election because of crisis between because Jonah Jang thought he could singularly pick his son-in-law. Yes, so they worked against him. So you can understand the president was there. They've chosen some really tough states. There are still other tough states that are not here, but they've chosen some tough states. And let's give it to the president. Hopefully, he will do his best for his party. But I don't think the president will be happy.
Are the Yusuf crowd that attends the big three? That's the PDP, Labour Party, and the All Progressive Congress. That, when you want to assess how they've been moving around and how they've been pulling the crowd, and would that be a fair way of assessing how things will pan out on the 25th of February?
No. Unless you don't understand the nuances of our politics. There are organizations whose business registered businesses to help in terms of election logistics, and it's a multi-billion naira, industry. So tell them how many, people you want. They give you their bill, the clothes they wear, the food, the stipends they will take, everything.
Mobilize to this.
They do this. They do everything, but they give you the bill. Yours is to just present yourself there. So depending on the arrangements. So it is not a strength of any party. Just take that from
people
me.
should not be deceived.
No.
They see.
No. In fact, depending on how you position your camera, they know how they can put your dent. Those who will be making the biggest noise, where to put them. They know all these things are arranged. That's the fact. So it's not how many times in your life have you come and let me go and watch so person campaign. Nigerians. Is it the same Nigeria where there is unprecedented level of hunger?
No, unemployment.
It's despondent. So when you now take you know that it's for business. And any candidate that can pay for that will get it. They will get it. Late elections in recent times.
So at the point in time, people will tell you that a particular political party that, look, the people that come out, that is quite organic. That they're not doctored in any way, that people just come out.
Please, you believe that, you believe everything. You get me? Totally, that's not true. If you watch lately in our recent elections, tell me which party doesn't pull big crowds. But when the result of the election will come out, now, it's the people that will decide. Many of those ones you see at the rally don't have PVC. Many of them will not vote. Many of them don't even know what they are there for, other than the fact that they come for business, which is happier, make noise, wave, do this, and take your stipend when you are going up.
Do you have the same impression?
Yes, my opinion is similar to his. I think campaign rallies are just to create a box, just to make some noise that we are there. The truth of the matter is, Mutairu that attends the campaign rally of candidate A, we also attend the campaign rally of candidate B. Some just go for curiosity. That, let me see the face of this man. The truth of the matter is...
Some go, a lot will go for economic benefits.
Of course. Money sharing. And then, of course, some people also want to sell food, sell snacks, and all of that. I think what wins elections is the structure. I want to talk about structure. Who has the associations? The Market Women Association, the Traders Associations, the Youth Association. Who has the streets? Who has the communities? Who has the CDAs? Who has the people at the grassroots?
Road transport workers.
You just mentioned a very popular, a very formidable force. So if you don't have all those things, so campaigns are just to make noise, some people to make money, you call musicians, musicians will come now, get money and go. That's how they make their money. I think people should not be deceived by the number you see in campaign rallies. You always have people. American wonder, say, let's go and see. I've never seen Ashiwaju before. I've never seen Peter Obi before. Oh, that man is fair-skinned, or is it that skin? All of those things. People are very curious. But when it comes to winning elections, it's actually the people at the grassroots, the associations, the opinion leaders, the thought leaders, the people who can mobilize and galvanize, people. In the North, there's something we people don't understand. In the North, the leadership is very strong at the community level. A big man can say, everybody here face this direction, and they go without question. Without question. That kind of sentiment is stronger in the North than it is in the South. And that is what is going to win election. That's what we tell some people, and they think we are talking rubbish.
Let me even help you to break it down. What you just said.
When they are not cows, you tell everybody to go and...
No.
It's charismatism.
That would be unfair to say that.
No, I'm just...
what he was trying to say, in the North, the directives, usually come from the eminence palaces,
exactly.
Religious leaders. This is where we are going. Forget all those political leaders and all. Here in the South, everybody, you do your thing your own way. You and your wife may vote in different directions.
Exactly.
But in the North, when you look at the turnout in every election, there is no part of southern Nigeria that does 1/4 of that. During elections here in the South, many big men how many of them come out? You see them watching TV.
Okay, let me quickly